Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have the Minecraft Jungle Treehouse, and 706 pieces, set number 21125, and this retailed for $70 and was released in the year 2016, I think. Maybe it was 2015? Not 100% sure. But this set I picked up at or through some yard sale site for $25, and I figured, and it was all sealed except for the first bag, and I figured that, you know, if I was ever going to take a look at the Minecraft theme, it would be through, you know, a set that I got really cheap. Alright, so we're going to start by taking a look at the features around the bottom, and then we'll take a look up towards the top. You can see I have the mobs scattered throughout here. I'll remove this ocelot because it's kind of in the way. You can see back in there is a pool of lava, and there are these two blocks of obsidian, which are just placed between them, because obviously that would happen when water and lava mix. I guess that breaking is a good segue into a look at these cocoa beans. You can see we got the bright light orange, and the orange tiles just used to put that together, and that just hangs off the tree. Obviously the obsidian works with the diamond pickaxe that you know, you get in the set. Over this way there is a waterfall which does go all the way up to the tree, most likely player generated, but you can see here there is a little loop around there, and we'll take a look at that feature while we're right here, I suppose. With that, you can put a figure on there, and you can swim up the waterfall, right? And once you're there, you can let go, and it will just stay there. And then if you want to swim down the waterfall, you just push back on this vine, and you'll go all the way down. So that's a interesting little play feature. It doesn't look too great when you have it like in that up state, because that loop. But down on the ground, it doesn't look too bad. So there's that. And down here, there's just a little plant on the ground. We'll go around to the back real quick. And there's not too much detail back here. There are some of these jumper plates just placed around all over the place. Some vines or plants or whatever they are. I forget what they usually put in that area. But you can see a little bit more of the lava pool. It is relatively small, but I think it would be an appropriate size for something of this scale. It's like 4 by like 8 maybe, and then it goes down that way a little bit. But there's also a little bush down here which is simulated, like leaves, or just your average leaf is, you know, simulated with a 2x2 transparent green brick, which you get quite a few of in this set, and those aren't super common, I don't think, so that's nice. And down there you can see there is a little fire piece, which is just attached on a jumper plate. And that's just how it's built. I think that's a pretty standard build for Minecraft sets. Obviously not too well versed, so if I say standard build, it's just maybe I'm wrong, because, you know, I'm not a huge expert. And obviously you have these sticking off the sides because it is built on the basic modular system that Minecraft stuff is built on, where you can just take other plates from other sets and attach them on top of these. So that's cool. And the entire thing is raised up a brick because of that system. And then down there we have a water bucket next to the lava, which you could also have used maybe to create that obsidian. You can dump it, and it just has a stud in there. It is just a regular bucket. And you can see I have a skeleton over there underneath the trees. You can place the mobs on those jumper plates. I believe that that's what they're used for, just to make it a little bit easier. And obviously this little bright section is the sand. It's a, you know, decent, I think it's a decent decision for them to put a little beach there. It's a little weird to have the beach next to the obsidian though, so, but I guess it can happen, so not too unsensible. And obviously you have another flower over here. And the most interesting part down by the base, I believe, whoops, the ocelot's getting buried, is this little sheep pen, which, you know, is relatively simple. There's a jumper plate in there for the sheep to stand on, and it uses this fence build, 3 of them, and then a gate that you can close, so that's nice. And then be the last, obviously there are vines on a couple of the trees, but the last, like, play feature associated with the ground has to do with the staircase that goes all the way up to the top level, which is the other way you could get there besides climbing up the waterfall. And it has a little action feature associated with it. So, you know, you got creepers, and they explode, so they throw in this nice exploding function, which blows up the staircase. And I do like how they put orange tiles under there, so that you can imply that there's some lava there. I think it would have been a lot nicer if the lava continued over this way, and there wasn't those 2 bricks of sand there. But I think that this works, because it would also look a little weird, and they kind of would slide over. But the staircase builds are pretty simple. There are some nice vines in there, though, and I like the use of these bricks. But I think that that's a decent play feature. I like when they do those exploding functions with creepers. Not that, you know, we'll get further into my thoughts towards the end. But let's move up to the top floor, where we'll start over here. This is a little tree, and on top of this tree they placed some dirt, and they're planting some things because the water source is near there. There is a little like base area up in this tree because it is a jungle tree house, obviously. And I don't know if that's attached properly, but we'll roll with it. There is a crafting table here, which despite only being able to see one side, they do give you both sides of this, because you can take the crafting table and you can place it down somewhere else. You can put it there, you can put it on the stairs, you know, you can put this anywhere you want. They just have it over there. It has that nice print on the top, and then 2 of these printed side bricks. And there's some torches all around here, and there's a chest. Inside the chest you get 2 cookies, which are the standard print for just a Lego cookie. Just like that. And then you also get an iron sword. So, that's cool. I do like the Minecraft tool molds for the most part, so it's a nice thing to get. And over here you have the real actual little base area, and it's got some flowers underneath the railing. Kind of interesting build there. I guess that's flower pots. That's what they would be using there. Another one of those identical fence builds, which is nice that they keep rather consistent with you know, builds representing blocks. Down here is a trapdoor, but it really isn't like a trapdoor piece. It's built to resemble one, but it takes up the space of 4 blocks instead of 1. And that is associated with a feature we'll take a look at in a moment. But first, you can remove this section. One of the vines stays there, and inside we should have a bed, which is a little bit out of proportion. It should be only 2 blocks long, instead it is 3. You can pick that up, and that's what it looks like. And you can lie a figure down in it, and that's why they had to make it out of proportion so that a figure would fit, because a figure is not perfectly to scale with a Minecraft character if you're using a 2x2 brick as a block. And the top of this little section here has a tree, and you can place figures up on the roof as well if you'd like. And there's a vine there. But the real play feature with this top section is you can stand a figure there, and then this little section of vine or leaf you can push out of the way, and the figure will fall directly into the lava, which is pretty nice feature. It's nice that they, you know, worked it out that way where it would fit, and obviously to reset that, you just go like that, and there is your thing. I do like how they have these spaced out by 1 brick with the jumpers. I don't know if it was intentional, but it does allow you to fit a figure, you know, standing in between there. But that's basically it for this main build. There is a alternate build that you can do by taking apart a couple things, but there is one other thing that you can do to change up the look of this very easily. You can take this top section off, and you can put it on top of the sheep. And I think that that is a pretty good look, and it gives you a little hut there, and it kind of evens out the, you know, size and height of everything. I do think I like this better because it makes a little bit more sense, but you know, you can also move around some smaller things, like you could put the chest there, you can move around the crafting table, a couple of the smaller blocks, but obviously that's the big major thing you can do to really quickly and easily change up the, you know, layout of this. Obviously other stuff like this fire you can move over there, and they make that really easy with the use of jumper plates. So let's take a look at the figures and mobs, I should say, and don't forget about this guy. Alright, so the first two mobs here, alright, so the first two characters we have here are Alex and Steve. And this is Alex, this is Steve, and they're both kind of default Minecraft characters. They're the two default skins. Steve was the original default, so you can see he's very simple. Would have been nice to get dual molded arms for this guy, because he does kind of have short sleeves, but, and I think his shirt is a little bit more green than this, but not that green. That's kind of just from memory though, but you can see very basic printing on the front, and then he has nice printing on his face, which is on this Minecraft head, which is a cube piece with a neck hole in the bottom. Alex has the same kind of piece, but with that they created the system of helmet, which Steve actually has one, that just, you know, slides right on there and goes right in between the eyes, and you could also put that on Alex if you wanted to. And Steve, other than the helmet, is just the basic. He has the violet legs and a nice iron axe. You could also give one of them the iron sword that is included. But looks like these guys are getting pretty, you know, rich up there. You know, found some diamonds, made a pickaxe, which is cool. But Alex's torso print, relatively simple. It's all pixely. She does have these flat silver legs, which only appear in 2 sets, so pretty rare. Unprinted at least, that is. And then there is the back of the torso. So since she's a little bit, you know, more or less default, kind of newer, both in-game and obviously she came after Steve in the actual sets, so she is a little bit more detailed than Steve. But there are still more mobs. These are the two hostile mobs. The skeleton here is the basic Minecraft, or basic Lego skeleton. Has the, you know, updated arms, not the droid arm ones. And he has this Minecraft specific bow, as well as one of the Minecraft headpieces with the skeleton print. It feels like that should be a little bit, like, stretched vertically. Like, it feels like it's compressed vertically. But I guess it's kind of right. I don't know, it just seems a little weird to me. And you can also, if you want to, take the helmet and put it on him. Or you could put it on the creeper, but creepers don't wear helmets. And I think the skeleton looks pretty good compared to in-game. But would have been nice to get a Minecraft-specific skeleton mold. But the back of him is just, you know, pretty standard. The creeper, on the other hand, is entirely new body piece. And it has legs like this. 2 of them are on the ground, 2 of them are not. The sides are just tiles. I don't know why they made them tiles. I think it becomes a little apparent when you see the lightning creeper in the pictures that they're starting to tease for the new upcoming Minecraft big set. And his face, I think, is really nice, because the creeper face is pretty recognizable when you think of Minecraft. So, you know, that's what it looks like from the side. Looks like he's walking. And I think the only thing they could have done to make this better is make it a lighter green. Like maybe the bright green that they use for like these plant pieces. Or more likely sand green. I just think it would have been nice if we got printed parts to get the kind of camouflage pattern. And here's where we get to the interesting ones. I do play Minecraft somewhat, you know. I've played it before. I know what the things are supposed to look like. This is an ocelot, one of the more recent mobs added to the game, and this is kind of a not that great representation. I think like the head is accurate enough. I like the print on there, but the body is too long and it's just too big, and it's not as spotted or even really the right color. It's a little bit too bright. So, not the biggest fan of this guy. I like that he has a hingeable tail, But if you take a look at like a minifigure on its side, this ocelot is longer than a minifigure, so that's kind of a problem. The sheep, though, I like quite a bit. It uses this mold, which is basically a minifigure head, or a Minecraft figure head, but with a 1x2 plate in the back half, which is accurate, and I like the face print on there. And I also really like how they use these 1x2 bricks with the groove down the center to represent the legs, because it kind of splits a brick in half, or in like, you know, two big parts, to be actual legs. So that's pretty cool, and I actually, you know, appreciate that quite a bit. And I believe this is the normal size and not supposed to be a baby sheep or whatever. But as I'm not a massive LEGO Minecraft collector or fan, you know, I do appreciate the sheep. The ocelot, not as much, but all these mobs aren't super useful to me, just because it's not really, you know, my thing. So let's get back to the final verdict. Alright, so as a whole, I think this set is okay. It's a $70 set, 706 pieces, so not a bad deal in that, right? Especially with the fact that I only spent $25. I think that it's perfectly decent value, especially at that price. However, Minecraft sets, just in general, to me, don't look that visually appealing. It's like just a bunch of blocks kind of put together. Feels rather uninspired to me personally. That's just my personal opinion. I do like some of the accessory pieces. I think that some of them are pretty cool. Some of them are, you know, some of them are interesting. Some of the mobs are okay, but this just doesn't really have a place in, you know, my collection. I don't really have a use for it. It doesn't look cool enough for me to dedicate, you know, space to keeping it. I think that if Minecraft is your thing, then I guess you'd probably enjoy this, but I think that this is definitely kind of a it's kind of a, you gotta like the subject matter in order to appreciate this. Definitely targeted more towards, you know, play than display or anything. However, I do think they do a decent job of trying to make it displayable. Most of the angles are, you know, pretty well covered up. I don't know why they didn't include another one of these pieces for right there, though, or like, where was it? There was one other angle that I thought was a little weird, but I don't know. But, you know, I think that it's just a little, it's kind of like they're trying to do too many things. They're trying to, they're spreading themselves too thin. They could either focus on, you know, making a, like, especially with this one, Minecraft, the Minecraft theme seems to be about, you know, reconfiguring stuff. I think that they could have done a better job of that with this set. Obviously, this was an older one. They didn't have their, you know, formula down and everything. But I think that the other thing that they do attempt to focus on is making the it look like Minecraft, and I think that the only thing that could make this look better is if they started printing more pieces to have the right textures. I think that at the scale it's at, and also the other thing is, you know, scaling issues. A minifigure isn't really the right size for a 2x2 cube to be a block, so there's that issue as well. So basically, it becomes very difficult to, you know, construct, you know, Minecraft creations using these LEGO Minecraft sets, just because the figures aren't really made for that. It's kind of an interesting problem to look into, but I don't know, there's something about it just doesn't work for me for the theme in general. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Interesting for me to take a look at, you know, a theme that I typically wouldn't. But let me know what you guys thought and what you think of the Minecraft theme as a whole. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you did. And I will see you guys all later. Bye, everyone.